Chapter 6. The Hidden Husband Clause. Sis! Yin froze in the hallway, students whispering and giggling as they watched Atura run up to her. She let out an annoyed growl as his arms flew themselves around her, embracing her into a hug from behind. She's so lucky to be hugged by Suzumi. He's so cute. He looks tough, but he's such a softie. He said they weren't siblings, but he always calls her sis. Get off of me, she hissed under her breath, trying her hardest not to flip him over and smash him back onto the cold tile floor. She loved Atura with all her heart, but his public display of affection was becoming embarrassing. She only been working at the school for a week now, and every day he'd bother her like this, and there's no tomorrow. He took her seriously during class, hardly interrupting her and doing his best during their fights. But as soon as the bell rang and class was over, he'd go back to treating her like he always did. Her status as his teacher meant nothing to him. Let's eat lunch together today, he smiled, walking in front of her and dragging her by the wrist. No way, go eat with one of your friends. You are one of my friends. Let's eat in the teacher's lounge. You're not a teacher. I'll see you after homeroom. I'll meet you there for lunch. He waved goodbye, disappearing into the classroom. Yin's temper throbbed. He never listens. I thought Atura would eat with you, Izuku asked, sitting across from Yin at one of the tables in the break room. She sat with her arms crossed as she glanced at the clock. I don't know, probably went to eat with his friends like I told him to. Izuku felt awkward. Most, if not all, the teachers normally ate in their classrooms or went out, so Izuku found isolation in the teacher's lounge during lunch. But today he was accompanied by Yin, who usually vanishes during this hour. To where? Who knows? Likely hiding. She wasn't the much for conversations. Since her first day, Izuku and Yin hadn't talked much. On Mondays and Wednesdays, she taught the business course, so she was on the other side of the building. Tuesdays and Thursdays were when she taught Class 1A in the morning, Izuku's homeroom, and Class 1B in the afternoon, Aizawa's homeroom. When she wasn't teaching, she was either working out, helping the front office, or working on curriculums in the teacher's lounge. On the rare occasions that they ran into each other, which was usually in the hallways, Yin hardly paid any mind to him. He'd say good morning, and she'd respond with a glare. Izuku considered this progress, as she used to just ignore him completely. She's actually very kind. She'll just need help settling into this new role. She's usually a lone wolf and struggles to talk to other human beings. Tatsuji's words echoed in his mind. She didn't even seem to be the hot-headed as he initially thought. Just more closed off to others. The only person that seemed to bring out a different side of her was Yin! They turned to the door to see Atura, his expression pale and panicked. Atura, Suzumi. Oh, hey, Teach. Yin, I gotta talk to you. Atura gasped for air, shutting the door behind him as he ran over to the table. Can we go outside? No, I'm comfortable here. You made me sit and wait half an hour in here when I should have been training. So talk, she grumbled, examining her fingernails as she leaned back in the chair. Atura whined. It's serious, though. Talk now. Fine. It's good that you're here anyway, Teach. Atura tried to turn to Izuku. We can get your opinion, too, and she won't kill me if there's a witness. What did you do? Yin hissed impatiently. Okay, well, for context, Atura sat next to his teacher, speaking directly to him. I've known Yin since I was 6. We lived in the same neighborhood back in, I'm going to butcher this, Shampuru. I always wanted to be a hero since I saw All Might on television, as every kid did. On top of that, Yin was really super cool. She protected me from bullies and always beat people up. oopsies, who stood in her way. What the hell is the point of mentioning that? Yin snapped with flustered cheeks. Point is, you're a huge reason why I'm becoming a hero. Well, you know that. He waved her off and faced Izuku again, who found himself intrigued. Anyways, I always wanted to be strong like Yin and All Might because I wanted to be able to protect myself and others with confidence. So, cool. Lore had been established. When I was in middle school, Yin graduated high school and went to the police academy. Seeing her accomplish that influenced me to tell my parents I wanted to be a hero. They're super traditional. They wanted me to get into good university, study law or medicine, the whole shebang. Safe to say, they were strongly against the idea of me pursuing my dream too, because it was too dangerous, too risky. They said things like that. Yin moved out where she was to work on the task force, so I made a deal with my parents. I'd come live with Yin under her supervision while I attended UA. I told them that I wished for nothing more than to be a hero, blah, 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 blah. It got really emotional and said that if I lived with someone trustworthy like Yin, that I'd be safe and they'd have nothing to worry about. That was 4 months ago. And now, they went to come visit to see how I'm doing. There was silence before Yin let out a prolonged sigh. You told an entire story about your living situation with me just to tell us that your parents are visiting from home? Well, kinda, sort of. Atura. Okay, remember the contract you signed before I came to move in? You signed a contract? Izuku questioned, Yin looking up at the ceiling as she tried to remember. Oh yeah, the contract. Yeah, my parents were extremely protective, kind of controlling even. I'm telling you, Teach, it took many days and many tears for me to convince my parents to let me take the entrance exam to get here, Atura rumbled. Oh my god. The cliffhanger that I'm about to give you guys is going to be so bad for you guys. But hello, it's me, Ray. I have some important information to tell you all. So, this weekend, aka Friday to Sunday, I will not be able to post videos because I'll be away. I will be away from all my recording setup and I can't bring it all with me. So, but I do plan, well, how do I say this? Oh god, I really can't. I do plan on making it up to you some way or another because, how do I say this? The Crown Prince and Princess, Chapter 3, is up. And I am working on Chapter 4 right now. So, maybe you guys get like a 2-in-1 episode for it. So, teehee. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I love you all so much. Bye!